Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today is really gross and nasty. It's raining outside and I thought I'm gonna make some pumpkin coffee cake today because that sounds really good. I have company coming in, so I thought it'd be nice to have that on hand, and I look like a mess. My husband's been gone all week and it's just been me and the kids, and I think they're making me look a little crazy, but since it's nasty, it's no sense in like fixing this, but I just thought I'd bring you guys along, show you how to put this coffee cake together. It is an excellent recipe. It's so forgiving. Half my hair just fell down. Jesus. I'm a mess today. Okay guys, we're gonna start out putting together the crumb topping that's gonna go on top of the coffee cake. So the first thing you're gonna need is half a cup of all-purpose flour. You're going to need 1/4 of a cup of butter diced into little squares. You're also going to need about 1/2 cup of brown sugar, a teaspoon of salt, correction, 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon. So now we've moved on to this hairstyle, which kind of looks like one of those hats. You know the guys that put on the circus? Is that what it is? Schreiers? I don't know. I feel like I'm wearing one of those hats though. Isn't this a fabulous look I have going on? So feel free to use your hands. You can obviously use a fork, but I just feel like your hands are the best tool in the kitchen. So just get in there and mush it all together. You want it to be nice and crumbly. It's gonna go on top of your pumpkin coffee cake and just be so good. So you just wanna get it all incorporated and get that butter mixed in really nice with your flour and your cinnamon and all that good stuff. And once you've gotten it where it's all nice and crumbly, you're good to go. You can put this aside and move on to the next steps. Okay, I just wanted to show you the texture that you're looking for. So just nice and crumbly, and that looks really good. No big pieces of like butter. Everything is nice and incorporated, and that looks good, yeah. You can even, it kind of even holds together. That's what you're looking for. And then you can crumble it back. So, perfect. We can move on to the next step. So for the actual cake itself, you're going to need to start with 2 cups of all-purpose flour. You are also going to need 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of salt. You're also going to need 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. Next, we're just going to whisk our ingredients, our dry ingredients, all together and move on to the next step. Okay, a quick interruption in this recipe video. I am making some changes in it due to the fact that I don't really care for nutmeg or clove. I don't mind the flavors, but when I put in the spices into this recipe, it's a little bit too much for me. So instead, I've got the pumpkin spice extract, and that's what I'm gonna be using. Don't mind my nails. They're bad. But I'm going to be using this in place of like the nutmeg and the clove, and I'm also going to add vanilla extract as well. I will tell you what I'm doing, how much I'm using, because these are not in the recipe. I'm also going to change a few other things. I'm just going to link the recipe down below in case you want to follow that one, but you will at least get to see what I'm doing and why and how I'm changing the recipe. It's fine the way it is. I just can't leave well enough alone. I always have to change recipe. I don't know why. I just have to do it. Next, grab yourself a second bowl. You are going to be adding, this is going to be your wet mixture. So you're going to be adding 1 cup of pure pumpkin. Don't get pumpkin pie filling stuff because that's going to have a lot of plop. That's going to have a lot of ingredients that you don't need. Next, you're going to need 1/2 cup of brown sugar. Next, you're going to add in 1/4 cup of granulated sugar, And this is where you would actually use pure maple extract, or my bad. Instead of the 4th cup of sugar, you could also use maple syrup. You need half a cup of canola oil, vegetable oil, or you could use melted coconut oil. Next, you're going to need a 4th cup of milk, and you can use whatever milk you'd like, heavy cream, milk, non-dairy milk. It will all work. And then you're just going to whisk all of your wet ingredients together, and then we're going to add the wet into the dry ingredients. Okay, next we're just going to fold our ingredients together until they get nice and mixed well. Do not overmix. Once you've folded your ingredients together, this is what it should look like. At this point, we're just going to transfer our coffee cake into a baking dish, and this is just a 9-inch round baking pan. You could also do a square one. Just make sure to spray it with some cooking spray. The next step before putting it into the oven is to take your crumb topping that you mixed up earlier and add to the top, and then you want to pat it down. So just sprinkle it all over the top. I've gotten all my crumb topping on, so I'm just giving it a nice pat to make sure that it is pressed down into my dough. And then we're just going to put it in a 350-degree oven for about 30 minutes. Double check it. Every oven is different. When you have a toothpick, insert it and it comes out clean, it's ready to go. That goes over the pumpkin coffee cake. So you're going to start with 1 cup of powdered sugar. Next thing you're going to add in is 1/8 of a teaspoon of pumpkin spice extract. For some reason mine is not as thin as I would like it, so I'm going to actually add a little bit more heavy cream and thin out my glaze until I get it to the consistency I'd like. Okay, so now it's to the consistency that I like, and this is going to be poured over top of the hot pumpkin cake, so it's going to just kind of ooze down the sides. Now I did actually add 1 pinch of salt to this. Anytime it's something desserty, it's something sweet, I like to add in a pinch of salt. I just think that it helps bring all the flavors together. Okay, my coffee cake is done. I'm just going to add my glaze on top, and I'm just going to let that kind of spread out, and it's nice and warm, so it will spread out nice and easily. Kind of looks like a giant cinnamon roll, except a giant pumpkin ooey gooey coffee cake. How delicious does this look? Okay guys, I thought I would just show you. I'm cutting a little piece and I'm gonna give it a taste, and it looks so good. It's super, super moist. It's perfect. The cake part is not too sweet, which is good because that glaze, of course, is extremely sweet. So it's a nice balance. It's delicious. Okay, so I've got my coffee cake, coffee, and I'm gonna go enjoy this. I hope that you enjoyed the video. I hope that you will give this recipe a try. It is so delicious. It's gonna be perfect for just a rainy, cold day, or to take to Thanksgiving or a friend's house or whatever. It's just delicious. So I hope you give it a try. If you do, let me know in the comments down below. I will also make sure to link this recipe so you have a detailed recipe to go to. And I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, I hope that you will subscribe to my channel and make sure you hit the bell so you don't miss out on future videos. Thanks and have a great day. Bye.